Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the relationship you didn't know you were in. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please subscribe. So many of the relationships that you've been a part of, you know who is who or whom is whom. In other words, let's say it's a friendship. Well, you're a friend of an individual, and that is established that you are each friends of each other and you have each other's backs, etc. Same thing with a mom or dad, you know who they are. But there are certain nuances and different layers to these relationships when you don't know the relationship that you were a part of, i.e. a narcissistic relationship. So let's zoom in on that for a moment. Let's say that you were born into a narcissistic family, and let's say that perhaps one of your siblings is a narcissist, or your parent, whomever. Well, that is what you know, and that is the norm for you. You know how you were treated growing up, and you know that it was very challenging, and perhaps you were the scapegoat, and your sibling was the golden child, and you could do no right, and they could do no wrong. And that's the way you were brought up, and you didn't know what you were up against. You didn't know that you were constantly being taken advantage of, and you were being blamed for behaviors of the golden child, and you were supposed to support them and the toxicity of the parent or parents. That's an example. Now, it's not until you find my channel and you get your first light bulb moment that you're like, oh my gosh, like that's what narcissism is? That I was raised in a family like that? That's my mom? That's my dad? That's my aunt, my uncle, my brother? When you get these awakenings, I will say, and these light bulb moments, that's when you understand that your upbringing, perhaps it was challenging to say the least, and it wasn't what you thought it should have been. Now, again, we can't change the past. We can't predict the future. We need to live in the present moment, and we need to learn from our past. Having said all those things, the relationship you thought you were in, it was something completely different, because you perhaps were looking to be loved. You were looking to be respected. You were looking to be cherished and honored and treated properly. And the more you gave and gave, the less these individuals, the narcissists, wanted you to do well. In other words, all they did was take, and they belittled you. They took advantage of you. They played the victim card when they wanted to. They spun their narrative around. And things could have been so much differently if these people weren't toxic and or narcissists, but that's the reality of life. Narcissism is unfortunately all around you. It's all around me. It's everywhere. And what we need to do on the channel is to insulate ourselves and protect ourselves and have boundaries and not be a people pleaser, not fall into these narcissistic relationships any longer. Remember, utilizing gray rock is the path. Going no contact, blocking these individuals, and removing all people associated with them is suggested. If you can do that, great. There are many times when I know, for example, you can't get away from the narcissist as easily as you would like to. I understand. Gray rock is the path. But having said that, continue to get educated, continue to become awakened and aware, and understand that the relationship you thought you were in, it was something completely different. You couldn't wrap your head around what was wrong with that relationship or what was wrong with that person. Let's zoom in on the romantic relationship for a minute. Let's say you fell in love, you married the narcissist, you had kids or not. But what happened there is when you met the narcissist, most likely they wore a mask to manipulate you, to trick you into marrying them, to trap you with children, to consume your energy, your time, your money, your effort, your empathy, everything that you possess. This is what they wanted. And the relationship you thought you were a part of, let's say it was being a spouse and working towards the same goals, dreams, hopes, aspirations, future, that is not what the narcissist had in mind. What they had in mind was to have you be a parent, be a person who provides financial support, be stuck in the relationship, perhaps until the children turn of legal age, continue to take the abuse behind closed doors, continue to work for them, continue to keep your head spinning. The narcissist wanted you kept in the narcissistic fog, which is the zombie-like, trance-like state where you are existing, you're not living. The narcissist placed you there, and I can assure you, now I'm referring to the romantic relationship, if you married the narcissist, or you told them you loved them, or you moved towns, cities, countries, or you loaned them money, or you went into business with them, or you had children with them, and there are many other reasons why, but if you did any of those aforementioned things, or all of them, I can assure you the narcissist knew they had you right where they wanted you. And the relationship you thought you were in was not what it really was. What it was they were taking advantage of you. They were future faking with you. They were financially abusing you. They were verbally abusing you, perhaps. They were certainly mentally emotionally and spiritually abusing you. They were playing the victim. They were instilling the smear campaign throughout the body of the relationship with you. They were driving wedges between you and your family members, you and the things that you liked the most, like your hobbies, your work, your free time, your availability. They wanted to make sure that you were constantly spinning around on that hamster wheel working for them. That's why, remember, I created a video like this with this title, Why the Narcissist Can't Sit Still. They can't sit still. Now you may say, well, the narcissist I know, they sit still. Well, maybe they do, but they're probably on one of their smartphones. See, the narcissist always needs new shiny objects. They need new toys. They need new individuals to take advantage of. They need the next best thing. And once the narcissist has you where they want you, in other words, once you profess to them, let's say you love them or you marry them, they now know that they own you. That's what they think. Now, do they actually own you? No, of course not. Human beings don't own human beings, but in their tiny little brains, they think that they own you, and they think they pulled one over on you. And now, because if you are married, as an example, now you have kids and you have a house, etc. Well, now you're kind of locked into that relationship, aren't you? Well, you are. Think about it. The narcissist knows this. And what do they also know? They also know that you're going to continue to work for them in that relationship because perhaps you are an empath. Perhaps you don't want to quit on your wedding vows. Perhaps you didn't want to quit on the relationship or the family. And that is the relationship that they wanted you trapped in. Keep this in mind. Remember, the narcissist can't love. They have no love in them whatsoever. They have fake love. They have fake empathy. They have fake actual caring about people. But at the end of the day, the narcissist cares about one person, and it's themselves. That is 100% true. So staying with the thumbnail, the relationship you thought you were in, what that is you really were honest and authentic with the individual who turned out to be a narcissist. Maybe it was your boss. Maybe you started working with the company, you got to know the boss because the boss was a narcissist and they did their homework about all over you. They learned about you. Perhaps they took you out to lunches, then you thought, wow, the boss is taking me out to lunch. This is great. They really care about me. They know my value. Not so fast. What it is they're trying to figure out what makes you tick. They were probably getting one-on-one time with you away from the office to get closer to you, to figure out who you really are, what you really think about the job, who you like in the workplace, who you don't, what you want to do, what you don't. And once they did their due diligence, believe me, they will either report that back to their superior or they will file it away for a later date, and they will figure out, this one's birthday is in this month, and that's around a holiday, so I'm going to dump a whole bunch of work on them right around then, so it disrupts their birthday, the holiday, and they won't have any life outside of the office. Think about this. So that relationship that you thought you were in, that's a workplace relationship, meaning you go to work, you do your job, you go home, and then you do it 4 or 5 days a week, whatever it is, and then you have your weekend free. That's not what's going to happen many times. What happens is when the narcissist, i.e. your boss, took you out to lunch and figured you out, they really now put a target on your back. And they said, okay, I'm going to really see how much I can get out of this person. I'm going to make sure that they work the same amount as 2 or 3 people. And then I'll either make them quit or I'll file some fake grievance against them in HR, and then they will get fired, let's say, and then I'll just get a new person to do the same thing. Now that's kind of an extreme case. It does happen though, believe me when I tell you. So pro tip for you, if your boss is taking you out to lunch, be cautious. Understand that perhaps there's a hidden agenda behind there. Other example is if the boss is a great person and you guys get along and you trust each other, that's fine. Go grab your lunch and be yourself. But understand the relationship you thought you were in. Many times these relationships, it's not until a year, 2, 3, 5, 10 years afterwards when you put the pieces together. It's not until you find that needle in a haystack or you find my channel and you realize, oh my gosh, narcissism, what is this? Oh my gosh, that's who my neighbor was. That's who my romantic interest is. That's who my friend is. That's who my mom was. That's who my dad was. That's when you understand, oh my gosh, this stuff's all around me. And yes, it actually is all around you. That's why you need to get educated. You need to become empowered, awakened, and aware, and understand that people pleasing or saying yes to everything doesn't serve you. What it does is it just drains your energy. That's why, again, I use this example so frequently. Let's say that you have a friend or somebody, or could be a family member who contacts you. They call you up, let's say on a Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, right after you got out of work. And they're saying to you, hey, just give me a few minutes of your time. I want to run something past you. And you're like, sure, sounds good. Well, the 2 minutes turns into 2 hours. Now you haven't eaten. You're still in your work clothes. You have to get up early for work tomorrow. You haven't done anything for yourself. But what did you do? You just took on a whole bunch of toxicity from this individual who wanted to dump their problems on you. In other words, you're now a sounding board. And then what did they do? They feel good because now they got supply from you listening to them and from you engaging with them. Do they actually care about you? Not one bit. Do they care about dumping problems on you? They do. So see, that's another example of a relationship you didn't know you were in. Think about it. These individuals are all around you. On the planet, many people, remember, they don't have your best interest at heart. We now know that post-narcissistic relationship. Many other people want to be like you. Many other people want to be you. Many people are jealous of you. Many people are envious of you. There are people that want you to succeed and do well. Absolutely there are. And those are the people that should get your energy or your empathy or your time. All the naysayers, all the people that are trying to consume you and have you vibrate low in the quagmire with them, you should really understand drowning them out, letting them go to other sources of supply is the path, but they should not be consuming your energy. So discovering the relationship you were in or thinking about the relationship you were in, as the thumbnail mentions, many times these relationships, romantic, friend, family, neighbor, coworker, people in communities and organizations and clubs, they're not what you think they are. On the exterior, they seem like these people are good, solid people and they mean well. But beneath the surface, that's where the damage is done. Beneath the surface, that's where the jealousy bubbles up. Beneath the surface, that's where they're trying to tear you down or consume your energy or learn about you so they can weaponize it against you at a later date. Understand this message. So again, I want to share this before I close the video. When you find out, you Google narcissism or you Google something like spouse won't talk to me, and in the browser pops up narcissistic abuse, or you type in a video and it pops up and my video pops up or something like that. That is the universe sending you a message. Look into what is now in front of you. Understand there's a purpose, there's a reason why that appeared right in front of you. It wasn't a coincidence. There's no such thing as a coincidence on this planet. That was meant for you to find the wisdom, the education, for you to hit play, to watch the video, to pay it forward, to become stronger, to become real with yourself, to practice radical acceptance if you have to, but to understand and identify that the relationship you thought you were in, it wasn't that way. For you it may have been, but the other individual had ulterior motives and or they did not want your best interest at heart, and they did not want you to succeed or to grow with you. Let's put it that way. I hope you understand the message. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware and understand you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. God bless you. Remember, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you, and I'll talk to you later today. I'm going to do a couple more videos. I'll talk to you later today. All right, bye, guys.